Hello, everybody. Welcome to the HoopsCast. I am your host, Jacob, a.k.a. Rusty Buckets, joined by my co-host, Muhammad, a.k.a. Mojo99. Say what's up, Mojo.
Yo, what's up with y'all, man? I'm back here once again with another vibe-worthy podcast.
And as for today's special guest, we don't have one for the first time in what feels like a fucking year. So...
yeah, so just me and you.
Literally, it was MEO for one, and then Rudy, and then Zay. So we've had three straight with a guest. So it's just us this time.
Back with the intimacy.
Yeah. So today, as you can tell from the title, we're going over the most underrated and overrated player from every team in the NBA. And how I'm going to go in order here is I'm just going to go in order of what the teams are listed off as on NBA.com. So, interestingly enough, we're starting off with your Atlanta Hawks.
Sweet. Okay, well, you want me to go first and give out my... I want to hear you first, actually. Because
after you said that John Collins is going to be all-decade second team.
Okay, no, look, scratch that, okay? Just give me... I don't want to hear that, okay? Just, come on. Give me your... If he really is, then okay, that's cool.
All right, most underrated.
My feelings, but,
I'll say this because he surprised me so far in this preseason. DeAndre Hunter, I think that guy can be really good. At the very least, he's going to be one of the three best 3-and-D guys in the league, and that's his floor. And he has potential to be a lot better than that. He already seems like he can be borderline top 10 3-and-D guy starting off now. Maybe that's a little bold, but from what I saw.
Well, shit. Okay. I know we were putting rookies in this bitch, but okay, I'm cool with that too.
I don't give a shit.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, okay.
As for overrated, so are we... Go. You know what? You can do... We'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do my underrated.
Yeah.
All right, so for my underrated, I would put DeAndre Hunter too, because I was thinking about that too, because he performed dumbass well in summer league. He was hitting shots that I thought he couldn't hit. He was taking it to the hole here and there. I was like, oh shit, I didn't know he had the in him. So I'm not gonna say DeAndre Hunter because I have to see what he has to do in the weekend. And I said the weekend, the the regular season. So I'm gonna put him to the side and I'm gonna place Kevin Huerter in his spot instead. I say Kevin Huerter because most people look at him as just a shooter, when in reality he has some Alex Caruso, the meme, in him. He's surprisingly more athletic than you think, and also he has pretty good ball handling to his game as well. He's not nothing crazy. He's not like Kyrie out here or nothing like that. But it's very acceptable, and he's a trustworthy dude to have the ball in your hand. In his hands. So there's that. I have Kevin Huerter as my.
This is incredibly awkward. Because Kevin Huerter is my most overrated.
Bitch. Why would you do that? Okay.
I don't know. I feel like there's too many people saying he's the next Klay Thompson. And
people. Okay. I don't say that because his defense is not there. That's a big part of it.
I don't think he can be Klay on offense either. But
I don't. Okay.
But if it's not him, it's John Collins. But I don't really feel anyone on this team is that overrated.
Yeah, dude. That's the thing about this entire listen that you guys are listening to right now. I don't think every single team in the NBA doesn't have an underrated or really overrated player, especially overrated. So that's why it's kind of for this list I don't have an underrated or overrated player for every single team. It's just kind of a blank,
So no overrated for the Hawks.
I think if I have to say overrated, yeah, I can't really think of an overrated player. Maybe
fucking Vince Carter.
I might say John Collins. But I don't really think he's overrated. But just to fit the criteria, maybe he's overrated because here's the thing that
Carter for sure.
No, relax. I'm gonna say John Collins if I have to because he's not overrated. But if to fit the standards of this listen or whatever, he's overrated because I think he obviously won't put up as much points without Trae Young because he gets a lot of his points because of Trae Young. Trae Young is such a threat that he defenses kind of pull towards Trae, gravitate more towards Trae, and that leaves John not open, but he gets easier buckets in the paint because of him. And I think instead of averaging 20 with Trae, with another point guard or any other average point guard, he would average like maybe like I say 16, 17 a game.
All right.
So that's my thing.
So for the Boston Celtics, my most underrated will probably surprise people because I actually criticize him a lot. Enes Kanter.
Oh,
he plays shit defense. There's no denying that. But pretty much everything else about him is pretty damn good. Like, he's a really good rebounder, especially offensive. Okay. He's a really good finisher, both in the post and in the pick and roll. Like, he does everything right offensively and grabs the rebounds. He just doesn't play defense. But he's like, there are people that think he's total trash, and he's not. He's actually a pretty solid player. I was debating if I'd put him in my top 100 or not.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, okay. I think like the thing with Enes Kanter is that he's become one of the more unlikable players because like 2 years ago, whatever, he took shots at LeBron James and like it's a whole thing. He's like making
while he was in New York.
Yeah.
Why are you talking shit on the Knicks?
Yeah, Enes Kanter, I think a lot of people find him real cringe, And the other day, did you see that defensive clip of him going against like Taco Fall?
Yeah, where he just held his face.
He's holding his hands like a girl. It's just like, man, and it's just like really cringeworthy. And I think that's why people like take a crap on him a lot. But I think that's pretty smart, a smart category to put him in right now. You say he's underrated. For me, how I just said like I don't have any like. I wasn't going to put any rookies in this list. I just lied. Because I put Carson Edwards as my most underrated player on the Celtics. Stop what? Dude, I'm a liar by accident sometimes.
He's my most overrated.
Why? Oh my God. Okay, I think I already know what you're about to say too. But I think he's the most Wait, actually, I may scratch that. Damn. It's okay. I'm going to scratch that, yeah. And instead of putting Carson Edwards, even though I wrote him down over here, I'm going to say Grant Williams instead. He's a 4 out of, I think, Tennessee. Dude's big and bulky. He has, like, kind of a Zion Williamson-esque type of physique, except, like, he's not, like, he doesn't have crazy quickness or hops or anything like that. But he's big as hell.
45 pounds less than Zion.
I said he has, like, Zion-esque type physique, He's, like, he's in the P.J. Tucker type
He's a thick boy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. He's one of those dudes, and he's really nice. He could shoot. He's a good player. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
There are a lot of underrated players on the Celtics team because I could also put Robert Williams as my most underrated.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting him there too as well. He could easily fit there.
All right, but as I said, Carson Edwards, I just don't see him being like a guy that can really contribute to winning right now. I understand he's a very good shooter and probably in like the 90th percentile in terms of shooting in the NBA, but everything else about his game I'm pretty doubtful on. There is no way in fucking hell his listed height of 6 foot is true. This bitch is not 6 foot. He's 5'10" at most.
Whoa! He's not no 5'10". So at most, I feel like. At most, 6 foot, but like I think he's like 5'11", like no shoes.
Okay, well, I'm calling 5'10", and he's gonna be a defensive liability. He's not much of a playmaker. He likes to take a lot of shots. I mean, I made this comparison in our video with Zay, but he does remind me of Antonio Blakeney a bit. I think he'll still become a valuable NBA player, unlike Blakeney, because fun fact, until like the last month of the season, Antonio Blakeney had shot the ball more than he had passed throughout the entire season.
Damn.
Yeah, so I don't think Edwards is going to be a ball hog like that, but I think everything else is pretty much the same, although he can be a way better three-point shooter.
I think the only reason why a lot of people say that he's not not anything else really, he's not obviously like scoring is his forte, but I think his passing can actually grow in the NBA because he has real players around him. In college, I swear to God, I couldn't name one of his teammates from college at all. I couldn't name one dude, and I'm pretty sure none of those dudes made the NBA draft besides him. So I think that the passing thingy is slightly like overblown because the people in college and the spacing in college was horrible. So he was like forced to chuck up shots rather than passing to someone else because him chucking the shot was the best option. But you're all right. It may become a problem because he can be overly aggressive sometimes. But I still think he's good though. Still think he's great.
All right, next up we got the Brooklyn Nets, and I actually have there's like what 3 guys that I could honestly say are underrated.
Agreed.
But I'm gonna go with who I believe to be the most underrated, even though I really want to say Joe Harris. I'm gonna say Rodions Kurucs.
Kurucs, okay, he's solid.
Yeah, he is like the perfect 4 in the NBA. Not like a star or anything. Well, he's like the perfect role player 4. He can shoot the ball. He can take it off the dribble. He's very athletic and not sneaky athletic, like just legitimately athletic. He's can play both forward spots, although he's better as a power forward. You know, he's almost 6'10". Offensively, he can pretty much do anything. Defensively, he hasn't been any standout or anything, but he's tall with long arms and he's fast. So he does have potential to be good there.
Is he that good of a shooter?
I mean, he shot like 33% this year, but I think his form and his free throw percentage would indicate that he can be a lot better than that. Yeah, so who's your most underrated?
Oh, yeah. I got Taurean Prince, and I think Taurean Prince is he's by far one of the most underrated signings or he was traded to the Nets. But he's one of the more underrated acquisitions this offseason, considering
he's one of the 4 guys. He's one of the 4 guys I debated saying, was underrated.
Yeah, he's a good offensive player. He may not be amazing, but he can definitely shoot. He can get it on his own. Defensively, last year he wasn't great on the Hawks because the atmosphere wasn't right defensively on the Hawks, and he wasn't motivated at all to play defense. But the year before that, he was known as one of the better defenders on that team, and I think that'll replicate this year again because he's needed more motivation to play defense. And the man has a burner. He's a great shooter and all this type of stuff. I like him a lot, and I think he's the most underrated. And I think while KD is out, he can definitely hold his own and hold things down for the Nets. So that's my most underrated.
Okay. So, most overrated, I'm going to go DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, I was saying the same.
He should not start over Jared Allen. Point blank, period. His athleticism has declined, but more than anything, his effort has declined. Now, part of that, and also he seemed like, specifically with the Mavericks, he seemed like he was chasing stats so he can get another contract. That's what it seemed like. And I would just say he's still a very good player. He's still a top 100 player, but he's like a not as good, more athletic Clint Capella at this point.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Funny that we mentioned Clint too. But I think I have him as my most overrated too, because when most people think about DeAndre Jordan, they think back to his old Clippers days. I think those memories will never fade away from.
He's also not that great at defense.
Yeah,
he was always overrated. Mm-hmm. He was overrated on defense just because whenever you're a good shot blocker, people just assume you're a good
defender.
Assume you're a good defender, but at this point, he's bordering on below average.
Yeah, that's why I have him there as well. His defense massively declined, but he's still not a bad player at all. Just because you're overrated doesn't mean you're a bad player. You got to say that because I know people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, you're just hating." I know people you're gonna have one of those in the comment section. But that's the same thing for me.
All right, so we got the Charlotte Hornets now.
Yikes!
And
dude, I'm blank for that team. Oh,
most overrated. It could be either Terry Rozier or Malik Monk to me. Mm-hmm. They're both inefficient shot chuckers who are not good at basketball and play average defense. That's the end of the story with them. That's all I gotta say. Pick one of them. I don't care.
Yeah, out of the two, I may say, I think I may say Malik more because I feel like Terry can be productive once in a while because he can be a good playmaker when he wants to be, and he could actually play defense when he wants to as well. He's not just all out bad and I think Malik can be all out bad at times. So that's for overrated. I agree with that, and for underrated, I'm kind of stuck between dang it, what's it do? Oh, PJ, another rookie. God damn it, dude, I'm a horrible liar. Another rookie, PJ Washington.
I don't care. Put rookies in it. PJ Washington is underrated. Yeah. I remember checking the box score of one of the Hornets games. I don't remember who was against, but he had like 15 points on like 6 for 7 shooting.
Yeah, that man's good. That man is actually good.
He reminds me so much of what's his name? P. Millie, as you would call him.
Paul Millsap. Yeah. I like that. But yeah.
For my underrated, I really, and I mean really, want to say Devontae Graham because I don't think people even know who this guy is. But he's a really good 3-point shooter and a really good playmaker. I honestly think he could end up being better than Terry Rozier. But the guy I have to say, because he is so slept on, is Dwayne Bacon.
I knew you were going to say that. Rich homie Quan.
Dwayne Bacon needs to start over Malik Monk. I don't give a shit that they need shot creation. Dwayne Bacon can create a little bit. He's a very good 3-point shooter. I don't know about very good, but definitely good. He has a good mid-range pull-up and floater game, so like he's a guy that he can attack off of the catch and create something. Like he's not a guy you want to isolate with, but he can make something happen if he has to. And he's a good defensive player with length.
You know who he reminds me of?
He should be starting.
He reminds me of Jeremy Lamb for some reason. Maybe it's because like same height and like long-ass arms, but I don't know. He just reminds me of Jeremy Lamb.
Well, he's 2 inches taller than Lamb, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Next team.
All right, now we gotta talk about the Bulls.
All right. Okay, let me go first.
So
I don't want you to sway my opinion.
No,
let me go first. Okay, so here you guys. For my most underrated on the Bulls, I got that man Tomas Satoransky, aka Rusty Buckets twin, brought to light by that man Rudy from one of the last podcasts. That's your twin. I swear to God. What? Everybody, look, listen. Pause this podcast and go look up Thomas Satoransky and then go look at Rusty Buckets' last video, okay? And tell me that these dudes don't look damn near alike. You're lying if you say so.
Look, here's the thing. He's the best looking person I've been compared to, so I'll fucking take it. Thomas Satoransky is like an average looking guy. I'll accept that. I was told that I look like a retarded Colin Hanks.
Damn, who said that? Did you fight them after that?
Like one guy said it and then everyone piled on.
Oh, dude. Wow, that's mean, dude. Damn. Fuck, that's
the internet is a mean, scary place.
Exactly, dude. So, do you agree with my most underrated Tomas Satoransky?
I mean, yeah, I came very close to putting him in my top 100. Like he was literally like 101 for me. But I do think there are enough fans who recognize him as a good role player for me to put the guy that I'm putting over him. And that is Denzel Valentine.
Okay.
This dude gets shit on by Bulls fans so much for no reason. I
didn't even realize that.
He is a really... Bulls fans fucking hate this guy. And I don't know why. Me and C-Red Fred on Twitter, shout out to him, are the only guys on the Denzel Valentine bandwagon. I don't care. He's a very good 3-point shooter. Yeah. Definitely better than average. I believe he shot like 40-something%. Yeah. He had like 35 points against the Cavs randomly. And this was the Cavs with LeBron, and we won that game.
Oh, shit.
And he's a pretty damn good playmaker. He's big with length, so he can play solid defense. He's just a good-ass role player, and there are Bulls fans that want us to trade him for a number 60 second-round pick.
Is that because, like, Bulls fans thought he was going to be better? Because I remember him, wasn't he, like, a first-round pick a couple years?
He was the 14th pick.
Yeah.
He was the 14th pick.
So maybe it's because Bulls fans thought he would be better than he actually is.
But that's the thing, though. I'm fine if you're disappointed with how good he is, but
he's still, like, productive.
He's not bad.
Yeah. Feel that.
Yeah.
Feel that.
I mean, we backups for a backup small forward. He's far from the worst that we can have.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Now for the Bulls' most overrated player, I want to let you go ahead and go first.
Okay, this one, I'm gonna piss off a lot of Bulls fans right now. I'm gonna piss off a lot of Bulls fans right
Let's
now.
hear it, Coach.
Kobe White.
Oh my God! Why you say Kobe?
I don't think he's gonna be like anything special. I think he's gonna be a good NBA player. I think he's gonna be probably a top 100 player at some point. But I think his peak is like 16 points and 7 assists on good efficiency with good defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's like nothing crazy.
Does anyone? I don't think anyone expects him to be like a star, though.
Don't tell that to Bulls fans because they disagree.
Okay, you're slick right about that.
There are a lot of Bulls fans that think because of his speed, his size, and his athleticism, he can be a star point guard.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand the whole thing with potential and all that. I do think he has potential to be a star player. I just don't believe he will reach it, and I think people are way over jumping the gun on him as a player.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. I like that take a lot. I mean, for me, what I notice is that whenever, I make a lot of videos around like young players, based around young players and stuff, and I rarely ever talk about that man Kobe White. And there's this group of Bulls fans in my comment section. Sometimes I'll be thinking it's like your burner account or something messing with me, but like I have a bunch of Bulls fans talking about Kobe White this, Kobe White. I'm like, bro, like I'm not talking.
It's
about
definitely not my burner account. I just told you I think he's overrated.
Yeah, I know now, but like. I just like when I watch him play, I'm like, okay, this dude, he's not bad at all, but he's not like I don't think he can be great either. That's just my thing on him. But for my overrated, I don't think I really have one on for this team. I mean, like shit, I may say like, Chris Dunn, but like I don't know, I don't really have one.
Chris Dunn's not overrated. Most people think he's garbage.
Yeah, but like, isn't he gonna be like starting for you guys?
No, it's Thomas Satoransky.
Oh, I thought I saw something. I was misinformed. I thought I saw something.
He's starting today for the preseason game.
Okay, that's where I saw it from. Well, yeah. Then again,
Sato has barely been playing because of FIBA.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, yeah, since that's the case, then yeah, I don't really have an overrated player on the Bulls. I don't think there is an overrated player on the Bulls, a clear one at least. So next team,
yeah. Okay, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oh, man. That's tough. Oh, man.
Underrated, I'm going to go Darius Garland because I really think he can be a superstar.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Yeah, I have to agree with that one. I think I have Darius Garland. Also, I have Kevin Porter Jr. You know about him. I think you may also like put him in the
I don't know why he went so late.
It's because of his like
I remember seeing scouting reports and this guy was going like 13.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, you're so right. But what knocked down his trade value for a lot of people, I don't know if you noticed, but he got caught. He was like in trouble in college or something like that. I'm not 100% sure, so correct me if I'm wrong. But he basically like he didn't get to finish his college year, and he played a limited amount of college games because of his attitude or whatever. He got in trouble, whatever, for some reason. And I think that is what also helped kick down his draft stock. And also, the dude's free throw form is screwed. His form in general is kind of screwed. It's kind of nasty, but somehow it still goes in. But a couple nights ago, he's
a pretty good mid-range shooter, but his 3-point shot's pretty iffy, right?
His 3-point is but his free throw is what's screwed. His free throw percentage is like at 50%. It was at 50% or something like that in college. 60 something like that. It was not good at all. But I have him and like Darius Garland tied for my most underrated players. Who do you have for your overrated?
All right, most overrated. It's between. Well, only really Cavs fans overrate this guy, and that's Cedi Osman.
Oh,
and then there's also Colin Sexton.
Ooh, they're not gonna like that one.
Yeah, well. as Not Zay would say, the guy on our last podcast, he thinks that Colin Sexton is a fraud.
I don't know about
basically, like he's an empty stats
Yeah.
guy. I don't agree, but I also don't think he's a future All-Star by any means.
Why don't you see
like
All-Star?
I think he could be like a more aggressive George Hill.
Well, I mean, I think a more aggressive George Hill is an All-Star, or at least really close to it. Really close.
I think he'd be less efficient though.
Wait.
Like a less efficient George Hill, but he takes more shots.
I don't know. Colin Sexton's really efficient to me. Put up really good stats. Didn't he shoot like over 40% from three or something like that last year?
Yeah, but it was on 3 attempts, and he shot 43% from the field. So,
yeah, give or take, yeah. For my most overrated, like the Cavs are just a team that is they're one of those teams where I just don't have a clear cut answer for them. I don't think they have an overrated player, that everybody's guessing. It may be Jetty. Let's move on. Yeah, let's move on. It may be Jetty though.
All right, underrated for the Dallas Mavericks. I'm going Maxi Kleber.
Oh, sweet.
Now, do you actually know who that is?
Yeah, I know. Of course, I know who that is. He's a power forward. Great one.
He's actually going to be their starting center, I believe. Because he's 6'11". He's a little small, only at 240 pounds, but he'll live. Kleber is a good shooter. He's also a good passer for a big man. Not the greatest rebounder in the world, which is not ideal starting next to Porzingis.
I don't know if he'll start. I don't know if he'll start because of that reason right there.
I've heard a lot of times that he's going to start, and he really is their best center option. But he is also a very good and smart defender. He can switch. He knows how to be at the right place at the right time. Not a shot blocker, but he's just smart. He's kind of like a modern day Marc Gasol in that respect. Like Gasol was never a big time shot blocker, but he knew where to be.
Okay. Defensively. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, got you. On the Mavs, I don't really see. They're another one of those teams where I don't really see an underrated dude. Like besides like Max Kleber, I always thought his last name was Kleber or something like that. But yeah, other than that, dude, I see like, what? Yeah, I don't really have one to be honest on the Mavs. Other than like maybe
if you don't have one, then just say you don't have one because this shit's going long enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Overrated. I don't have one.
Same, dude. Let's move on.
I debated DeLon Wright, but not really.
Yeah.
Just because he got paid a lot. Okay, underrated for the Denver Nuggets.
I'm pretty sure we have the same answer.
That's a tough one.
Oh, yeah.
That's a tough one, I think we have
two. You have two sort of options, right?
Jeremy Grant, Monte Morris, or Malik Beasley.
Okay, that's okay.
I could take any of them.
Yeah, I put Monte Morris and what's his name, Beasley as well. I could have easily put Jeremy Grant, but I think a lot of people recognize how good he is.
I think I'll say Monte.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people realize that he is one of the best backup point guards in the league.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
He had the best assist to turnover ratio in the league. He's a really efficient shooter. He can score one-on-one on occasion. He's got a really nice pull-up mid-range shot in the pick and roll that he goes to. So he's good.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
But yeah.
Overrated? Who do you
got? I guess Will Barton.
Okay. I don't really think
I don't have much to say about that.
Okay. I think
he shouldn't be a big rotation player.
Yeah.
He's overrated by the NBA. Like he still gets like 20 minutes a game,
okay.
And I don't think he's that.
Okay. For me, I don't really think this player is overrated, but to fit the criteria of this video, I'm gonna just say Jamal Murray, maybe because I feel like
I was about to say I could also say Jamal.
Yeah, he's good. He's really good, but he's in this. People like put him in the same breath sometimes as players that he's not supposed to be in the same breath as. Like, I don't think he can be good as Trae Young. I don't think he can be good as De'Aaron Fox in the future. He can be a tier below those guys, but he's not in the same tier at all. That's my thing.
All right. Yeah. Now we have the Detroit Pistons. Underrated. I'm gonna go Christian Wood.
Who the hell is that?
He had a really good really good couple of games with the Pelicans last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually gonna look up.
My man is naming
what
some
he averaged
created
with the Pelicans.
created 2K players. I know that name. I heard his name, but like I can't think of his face. I know he's a big man too as well, but I can't think of his face at all.
All right, with the Pelicans in 8 games, so it is a small sample size, but in just 23 minutes, he averaged 17 points and 8 rebounds.
Ew, with this dude.
Per 36, he averages 26 and 12. And on top of that, he can hit 3-pointers. So he's a really good, I think the reason he did so well in New Orleans is because he's like a poor man's Anthony Davis, and he fit in with that system. So like that's basically how he plays, except he's a better 3-point shooter, but a way worse defender. But yeah, and obviously he's not nearly as dominant inside, but like he's a good NBA player, and he barely got signed this year.
Okay, I mess with that. Yeah, for this team, I don't really have one, so let's keep moving on.
Overrated. Don't have one. You got one?
Yeah.
All right.
Nope.
Golden State Warriors. Underrated.
Well, I know what this man about to say.
Underrated. I'm going to go Glenn Robinson III. I think he can be a pretty solid rotation player. Or maybe I'd even go with Alec Burks. Because he hasn't been really given an opportunity since Donovan Mitchell in Utah happened. So I do think there's a chance he can be like a 13-point-per-game scorer off of the bench for them. Because they need some guys that can create offense.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, that'd be amazing if he could be a 13. Oh, that's great. But for me, whoa, what do you know? Another rookie. I got Jordan Poole as the most underrated.
Yeah, I thought about that. He has
Warriors.
some shot selection issues.
Yeah, he does. But I think as the season goes on, if he gets the minutes, which I don't know if he will, that'll improve, and I think he could be one of the go-to guys off of the bench for the Warriors for years to come.
And then overrated, I'm just gonna go D'Lo. I've made it known how I feel about D'Lo. That's about it.
Yikes. Yeah. I don't really have one on the Warriors. I don't think anyone on that team is overrated as for now.
We got the Houston Rockets up next.
I got one of the most overrated players in the league, in my opinion. Slick. I'm ready for that.
So, underrated. We'll start with the nice one. I'm gonna go Daniel House.
Same.
He shot incredibly well from 3 as a small forward last year. He should be the starting small forward for him this year if they have any kind of fucking sense. He shot 41% on 4.5 attempts in 40 games with the Houston Rockets. So presuming he can keep that up, he's the perfect starting small forward for them. He's also a big guy for a small forward, so he can sometimes play power forward, and he's a good defensive player as well, so he fits perfectly for them.
Same. I have the same exact reasons for you.
I also do think that PJ Tucker is a little underrated. I don't think people value just how damn impactful he is.
I feel like he gets enough respect around the league.
He gets enough respect from like NBA nerds, but casuals give him no kind of respect.
Okay.
All right.
That.
Russell Westbrook. I've basically made a career out of calling this dude overrated, so I'm not going to go in depth about it. But yeah, overrated. I ranked him as my 16th best player in the NBA, and some people took issue with that. Others were like, thank you. Please, I've been waiting for somebody to actually rank him properly. So,
damn. So, but like, I mean, if I think it's like, I think everybody knows that he's not as good as many people like previously viewed him to be. So does that still like make him overrated? I don't think so.
Yes. There are still people that think there are still enough people out there that think he's better than Damian Lillard and Kyrie Irving.
what? I don't see. I don't what. And what planet? Like here on Earth? Like I don't even see people anymore calling him the second best player in the second best point guard in the NBA anymore. He used to have that title, but like dudes these last 2 years, he doesn't have that title anymore.
I've seen enough Twitter posts of people saying he's the best point guard in the NBA in this fucking
Okay,
summer
those are trolls.
to come to that conclusion. I don't know about that.
You're falling into their trap. Those are trolls.
Whatever. All right, we got to keep
but
this moving along.
My most overrated is Clint Capella. By far, easy. I can think of at least like 15 centers off of the dome that I'd rather have in the NBA over Clint Capella. I understand, he's a good defender, and he can finish lobs and stuff like that. But dude, like I think his skill set just overall is kind of overblown, blown out of proportion at least. Good dude, good player, stuff like that. But I don't think he's all that at all.
All right, Indiana Pacers, underrated. I'm going to go with TJ Warren. Very good scorer, very good 3-point shooter, smart offensively, knows how to be in the right place at the right time. I think he's better than Bogdan or Bo, whatever, fucking the foreign guy. He's better than him. Better score overall, about same as a 3-point shooter. So I think that was an improvement going from him to TJ.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's all. Yeah, I would say him. I would say TJ Warren as well if I wasn't in love with Goga Badatse. Okay, not on the homo tip, but I'm in love with him as a player.
Here's the thing. I was gonna say I've been saying that Goga is great, and I barely know shit about him. I'm just taking your word for it.
Okay, that's what's up. Hey, you're doing a smart thing by doing that.
So if he ends up being shit, I'm gonna be mad at you.
If he does, this whole time I was just glitching, okay? It was an error, dude. But I don't think Goga will get the time to shine to really, like, glow in the NBA as a rookie, as for now. Unless, like, some crazy trade happens, goes down with the Pacers. But I don't know basically I don't know if he'll get the minutes. But I think he's most underrated. Who do you have for overrated?
Overrated? Let's see here. Nah, I ain't got no one.
Yeah, dude, it's tough on the Pacers. I don't really have an overrated player at all.
All right, this is an interesting one. We got the LA Clippers. Most underrated? Shit. Most underrated? I'm going JaMychal Green.
Whoa, really? I thought you were going to say Shamet.
Oh, fuck, I forgot Shamet's on the team. Okay, Landry Shamet. Landry Shamet is the best player in the NBA. Do not fucking at me. I have been a Landry Shamet stan ever since I saw this guy playing at Mizzou. I made a whole video about why he was going to be a steal, and he was like the 26th pick in the draft, and he was the fucking all rookie second team. You can all suck my dick. I was right. Next.
The emphasis that you put on that suck, man, you mean it for real. Oh my god. Okay, so I have basically the same thing, underrated. I don't want to talk about that because, I think I've said that a couple of times. You, obviously, Rusty's the stand or whatever. But for overrated, shit, I don't want to talk about that. I got something to get off my chest. I've been holding this in for quite a minute. I gotta say right now. I don't got... Hell no, I love Patrick Beverley. That's my man. I'm gonna say Kawhi Leonard, bruh. You know what I'm talking about. You already know what's going on. I feel like people are prisoners of the moment right now, dude. I think, look, man, I like Kawhi a lot, but people just been on his nuts just a little bit too much, man. Like, I don't think he's a better player than LeBron James. I don't think he's a better player than Kevin Durant. It's just like, man, like I think people give him just a bit too much credit than he deserves. I think he's a good player. He may be the best player in the NBA. Not really to me, but he's in that discussion for sure. But I think people just hype him up just a bit too much because of what he did this postseason, specifically like against the Warriors. That's my most overrated. All right.
Okay. So you said overrated or underrated? Underrated. Yeah. Okay.
Overrated. Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
Fight me, anyone who wants to.
I disagree but I'm not going to go in depth on it.
Mm-hmm.
So my most overrated, I think I'm going to have to go, and this one hurts, Montrezl Harrell. Because I really like Montrezl Harrell. I do.
Yeah,
He's one of the most fun players in the league to watch because of his energy. And he reminds me a lot of Taj Gibson with that energy. But
yeah,
he is a good pick and roll player. He's good at moving his, I don't know, this is a weird way to phrase it, but good in positioning himself in a way to finish shots that is really smart. Extremely athletic, but he is not a good defensive player. And for whatever reason, people think this dude's like a lockdown defender. He's not. He's a really good offensive player. He is all right at protecting the rim. That's about it.
Okay, I like that. I think I almost put him as my most overrated if I didn't have such a beef with like the Kawhi like bandwagons. But I agree with that.
All right, so we have 2 teams left in part 1 because this shit's taken forever. And now we have, of course, the LA Lakers. And for most underrated, I think I'm going to have to go with Troy Daniels. Troy, I don't understand why he ever struggled to find a spot in the NBA. Like, he is a very good 3-point shooter. And there's no reason that he should be getting cut from the fucking Phoenix Suns. Like, he's a good 3-point shooter. For his career, he shoots 40% on 4.5 attempts per game. So he'll bring a lot of value to this team because, LeBron plus shooting equals good results. So I think they'll be fine. I think he'll fit in well with the Lakers is what I'm trying to say. I think he's an underrated addition. Also, I want to say this is different, but people need to stop fucking shitting on Jared Dudley, all right? He's not a bad player. He just looks like a fucking Martian, so a pudgy Martian at that. So you guys just shit on him. But like he's a smart player. He's not a great defender because he lacks a lot of physical shit, but he's smart defender. He can space the floor, and most importantly, he's a good team locker room guy.
Yeah, exactly. I like that. No, I've been saying this for like the past 2 years or whatever. This man Jared Dudley is literally built like my couch, and he has like one of the biggest mouths out there on the basketball court. And I like him. I like him a lot for that. I like him a lot for that because he sticks up for his teammates. He's a really good glue guy. He's a really good mental glue guy. Not physically or whatever, but in the locker room, stuff like that, and on the bench and on the court, he's a really good communicator. One of the best in the league, surprisingly.
All right. So who you got most underrated?
Oh, underrated. Oh yeah. I got Avery Bradley for most underrated. A lot of people don't know this, but towards the end of his season with the Grizzlies, this man, he caught a fire or whatever. Hopefully it wasn't a fire. Hopefully he was actually starting to get to his normal self. But he was putting up nice numbers and good efficiency, and he was once again always a dog on defense. And I feel like if he gets the right opportunity on the Lakers, he can replicate that. I feel like he could end up being the starting.
If he went back to having a league average jump shot, he would be great for the Lakers. Like big time important for them.
Yeah, amazing.
Like better he was
better than Danny,
yeah, like he was picking up Steph Curry at half court and at full court at a preseason game.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro. That's ridiculous. That man, I hope he gets his minutes. Hope he does great and stuff like that.
All right, now.
So overrated. I know who you're gonna say.
Kyle Kuzma. Not great. TJ Warren without a jump shot, as I would like to say. That's pretty much about it. I don't know why.
You said TJ Warren?
TJ Warren without a jump shot, without a good one.
Without? Yeah. Oh, holy hell.
People seem... Dude, I don't know if there is any more of a... I don't know if there is a take that makes it seem like you don't watch basketball more than the opinion that Kyle Kuzma is better than Jason Tatum. Especially...
Okay,
if you think he's better than Lauri Markkanen, because I will stomp on your dick if you believe that shit. Kyle Kuzma is going to be a really good sixth man in his career, or a solid starter. and he's a decent scorer, but he's not an all-star.
Mm-hmm.
He's damn sure not a superstar. Yeah. So I don't know why everyone is so hyped on Kuzma. I think it's the fact that he was a late pick. I understand that that as a late pick he's been amazing, but just as a player in general, he's not that nuts.
Yeah, I think I think he's my most overrated too, because people compare him to the Tatum, and it's like I kind of understand it because he's the Lakers, Celtics rivalry or whatever, but like he shouldn't be in the same tier.
He can be like,
because first of all, the two biggest things that are holding him back
better Rudy Gay
is his inconsistency. Yeah, I'd agree with that too. His inconsistencies, his defense, and also a lot of people don't realize this, but this man's ball handling is not that. It's almost non-existent at all. It's almost non-existent. This man's not a good ball handler at all.
Yeah,
he's kind of like a straight line drive type of dude, straight to the point offensively. He has no type of finesse at all, none in his game, and I think that's mainly what's going to hold him back from being a top level scorer as Tatum and like guys like Ingram and stuff like that. He's not on that level at all.
Yeah,
so I can agree with you on that. Next position,
all right.
Team.
Memphis Grizzlies. Why don't you give your underrated first?
Oh, okay. I can do that. Memphis Grizzlies most underrated. I'm gonna say Brandon Clark because I hear most talked about players in the Grizzlies is Ja Morant and also Jaren Jackson Jr. And I'm just gonna say, actually, I don't want to say Brandon Clark. I'm gonna switch it up. Actually, I'm gonna say Jonas Valanciunas. Even though he may not be on that team for more than like 2 years or whatever, I still feel like he's very good, and he doesn't get enough recognition for just how good he is. He's an above average center in the league, and I feel like he would do really well on a lot of championship contending teams right now.
Yeah,
that's what I got for my most underrated. Who do you got?
Let's see. Underrated. Oh, Jaren Jackson Jr.
Oh my God, how is he underrated?
Because if you asked the average NBA fan, who do you think that Jaren Jackson Jr. can be a top 5 player in the NBA, they would say no. That's why.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't think he's underrated because I feel like a lot of people have started to pay attention to him. So I think he used to be underrated maybe like 3 months ago, but now, hell no, not in my eyes. He's perfectly rated now. People like you, if people in the NBA or whatever, fans or whatever, start to talk him up more, and you're still saying that he's like underrated, then that's when he turns like to the overrated lane. But yeah, that's just my take on that real quick. Still love him. Who do you have for overrated?
Let's go with shit, I don't even know. I think maybe Kyle Anderson. I don't think he's he's good at all. Like, period.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the end of it.
Okay. For me, I think I might just say Kyle Anderson too, because like, I think I was fooled just by how good he was because he was on the Spurs. Once he got on the Memphis Grizzlies, you never really heard of him again. And I'm looking at his numbers right now, and they were okay, but he was better on the Spurs, more effective at least. So yeah, there's my take on that. He's not really overrated though, but
another underrated guy for the Grizzlies has to be Dylan Brooks for me. I think he can be a really good 3-and-D guy. I think it'd be in the same vein as Wesley Matthews.
That's respectable.
Yeah,
I like that.
Don't tell that to Rudy though, because apparently he's garbage.
For no reason.
This man hates on his own players. Couldn't be me.
Yeah, I don't know what he's on. Rudy's bugging.
All right, so the Miami Heat, most underrated. Got to go Bam Adebayo. I think that's kind of a given. If
Yeah.
not him, then it's Justice Winslow. If not him, then it's Goran Dragic. If not him, then it's Terry Rozier. This team is built up of a lot of
Underrated dudes.
Underrated guys.
Yeah, just like they're comparable to the Nuggets in that same sense. A lot of underrated dudes. So I agree with that. I have literally the same answer. I could also throw in Tyler Hero, but I feel like he gets a lot of respect already, so I won't even try that whole spiel right there. So just
I'm mad that I never heard of him before the draft. I never heard of him.
Oh, yikes. You just hate to see it.
I mean, I'm not a big draft guy, right? Leave me alone.
Okay. What about overrated?
I don't know.
That's a no for me. Yeah, I think for me, I'm just go ahead and say I think maybe Justice Winslow maybe my overrated, just because I hear a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah. To be honest, I mean, mind you, I may be talking out of my ass right now, but I don't think he's all that. I don't think nobody's calling him an all-star. Here's
the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I almost want to say Jimmy Butler. But I also ranked him number 11 in my top player list, and so many people thought that was way too high. I think I ranked him 12. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe I just have a bad idea of what people think of Jimmy. So I guess I won't say him. And then the final team that we're going to do today is the Milwaukee Bucks. I swear to God, if you say Giannis is overrated, I'm going to come down.
Oh, no. What the hell? No. Hell no. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all. That's disrespectful.
All right. Most overrated by a landslide. Potentially the most overrated player that we have talked about.
Wait. We got to talk about the underrated first.
Man, I just want to go in on this guy, but all right.
Okay, before you go in, let me just get this out. DJ Wilson, most underrated. Nothing to say. There you go.
I kind of agree. Maybe George Hill.
Saying George Hill just gets a little bit boring. I want to shake things up. DJ Wilson, he's improved every year since he's been in the league, and I really like his game and his work ethic. Or whatever. It sounds cliche, but it looks pretty good.
All right. Yeah, he has a good all-around game. He can shoot. He's athletic. He can put the ball on the floor. Don't know much about him as a defender. All I can say is that he has the profile to be a good defender. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. Who you about to go in on, though, Coach?
Who do you think? Seriously.
Bledsoe.
You damn right. Eric Bledsoe is legitimately not only overrated, not only overpaid, but legitimately not a good basketball player. I would go as far to say that. I mean, good for the NBA, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Of course, he could destroy me in a one-on-one. But, 6'2", 6'1", very athletic. Good defender, takes terrible shots, takes way too many mid-range pull-ups that he cannot make, horrible three-point shooter. He shoots all right during the regular season, but come playoff time, the dude is a bum.
He's just not built for the playoffs.
Pretty much all he can do is finish at the rim, pass at an all right level, and play some good defense. But he is a garbage shooter and makes so many poor decisions. I don't know. I honestly think that Bledsoe's contract, as well as Middleton's, and the way that the Bucks went about this offseason, and this, they did sign Bledsoe midseason, but you get what I mean.
Yeah.
I think all that is going to be the reason that Giannis at least debates leaving.
Yeah, I can agree with that too. I don't think Bledsoe is as bad as what you're saying. I just think that Bledsoe in the playoffs is very bad. He loses his mind in the playoffs, hesitates a lot.
I mean, is that not what matters most?
It
Is that
is.
not what matters most?
It is what matters most. You are definitely right about that. But
If
here's
you
the
are,
thing. Here's the
if
thing. He has gotten better in the playoffs compared to his first year on the Bucks when he was like there for half a season, not half a season, but like 75% of the season or whatever. With the Bucks, he got better
are
this
you
year.
sure about that, my dude?
Going off of my heart and soul and my
Yeah,
what
well,
my body tells me, yeah.
my stats are gonna disagree if I'm correct.
You want to look him
Uh,
up?
Regular season this year averaged 15
Screw the
points,
regular season. I'm talking about
48.
playoffs.
I know. I'm just want to compare between him
Mm-hmm.
and the playoffs. All right. This year he put up 16, 48, 33, 75 shooting splits. All right. Um. All right. So playoffs. Jesus Christ. Let's go. He went down to 14 points on 41% shooting, 23% from three, and 70% at the line, getting 4 assists a game. The year prior, 13 points on 44% shooting, better field goal percentage than this year. 32% from three, a way better 3-point percentage, and the same 4 assists, same free throw percentage. But one thing in particular that I want to talk about
Mm-hmm.
is I'm going in. The 2019 playoffs versus the Toronto Raptors.
Oh yeah.
That's when
Okay.
he
That's different.
really shit the bed, all right?
Yeah.
So let me look up this series here. Raptors or Bucks. Let's see here. Bucks, Raptors. Okay. Eric Bledsoe averaged 10 points, shot 29% from the field, and
Jeez.
17% from three.
Jeez, it's an incredibly tough scene out here from my dude Eric Bledsoe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean. But yeah, I think I could say I'd agree with you. He's the most overrated. Point blank. Period. On the Bucks.
17 million a year for the next 3 years. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, the Bucks screwed themselves over in the mid season for no reason.
All right. Well, that concludes part 1 of our top, most underrated and overrated player from every team, even though we didn't actually give one for every team, but you get what I'm trying to say here. Thanks for listening to this shit, and peace.